we always discourage our obstetricians not to use broad spectrum for prophylaxis. And in a setup like India, where GBS is not very common, GBS prophylaxis itself is, it's interesting that in US or Canada or UK, it's about 20 to 25% of the mothers are colonized, while in India, there was a recent publication, I think from one of my colleagues in JIPMER, who published it as just 4 to 5%. So that's not a high number, and our sepsis is more with gram negative. And that's one of the other catches we have with early onset sepsis calculator. Some of you might be following my Telegram group, and basically this question keeps coming up. We have to be extremely cautious because the sepsis calculator is highly dependent on close monitoring of the baby after we start using it. So there are about 20% of the babies where it recommends monitoring, and a good number of these babies may have treated after that if there are clinical signs. So you should first ensure you have the ability to monitor. And the other point is the rate of sepsis is very important. The local rate of sepsis that the CDC uses is for their guidance, and each unit can adapt. But in a setup in the developing countries where you have outborn babies, you cannot really define a rate of sepsis for your population. So good clinical sense is important. Of course, we should always avoid excessive use of antibiotics. You can monitor the baby, screen them closely, and repeat the tests and start at the earliest possible. And again, I fully vouch for the fact that you should avoid broad spectrum or the reserve antibiotics like vancomycin as a first line, because many times we start first line when we have a suspicion. It's not a definitive infection. But if the baby is clinically worsening and sepsis is a strong consideration, you should escalate in suitable cases. So a good thought process to guide you, and Dr. A. Suraj clearly covered all the points in a very nice way, and appreciate that. Thank you.